Let's talk about the film Anora, which we got the chance to watch at TIFF. This was one of our most anticipated films of the whole festival. This was just like number one on my list that I needed to go watch. After the reception it got at Cannes, I knew that this was the movie I needed to see. Now, this is a film that is directed by Sean Baker. You have Mikey Madison starring. You have Mark Eidelstein in it, Yuda Borisov, you have Karen Karagulian, and Vash Tromayasan. So before we get into the film, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We're on the road to 35,000 subscribers, less than 3,000 to go. Super excited to get to that. But let's talk about the film from Sean Baker, which I'm just going to say it, I think it's Baker's best, and that's my truth right there. So this is a film in which you follow Annie Anora, who is of course played by Mikey Madison. She lives in New York City. She works at a strip club, and she's also like a sex worker, and through these connections here, she meets Vanya, who is played by Mark Eidelstein. His real name, of course, also may be Ivan in the film. And they basically hit it off. They get married. That's how in love they are. And everything is rainbows and sunshines. But then we find out that Vanya is actually the son of a very powerful Russian oligarch. And now they have to get this wedding annulled. And you follow just insanity as it ensues. So I really love this performance from Mikey Madison. It may be my favorite performance of the year so far. I think what Mikey Madison does here so well is really just be a range of emotions. Like, it's like Mikey Madison's here just showcasing, I can do all of this and I can do it all in one movie. And I was just so entranced by it, watching this unfold on the big screen. And one thing I'm going to tell you, Anora is nothing what I expected it to be. I don't know if you're expecting something, but I expected something and it turned into something completely different. The movie's tonal shifts and the way it cranks its gear into each of them is just brilliant. And it is a movie where you watch it and you see everything transpire and unfold, and you're just like, I could see how this could go wrong when you're trying to make this movie, or how it can be so jarring to shift from this angle to the next. But the way that Baker does it, it's so flawless, and I really just found myself so transfixed by that. I really thought that he did a tremendous job at blending all of these different feelings. Because one moment, it is like these fairy tale electric feeling. The next one, it is this very dark and just thrill that is added to it, where you're just like, oh, now I'm not too excited. I wonder what's going to happen. And it's this sort of feeling of dread that's building up for you, that you're just anticipating what is about to happen to these characters that I've kind of become to like a lot now. And I was also surprised how much comedy was in this movie as well, because there is a moment when the film just completely like takes a left turn into where it was, and it just gives us this very chaotic chase sequence of sorts. Maybe not chase is the right word, but I would say like a night out of sorts. And it gave me some Nick and Nora vibes as well, but in a much darker tone as well. But I thought that it was just a film that blended so many things so well, and I was just like loving every second of it. This is a film that clocks in at almost 2 hours and 30 minutes, I believe, and it is not really felt, I will tell you that. The movie moves at lightning speed. It has incredible pacing, probably the best pacing I've seen all year from a movie, and I was just there wondering what was next and not wanting the movie to end. I could have gone on for another hour with these characters. There's just so much that is written so well for them, but the acting here is just incredible as well. Mikey Madison's getting some great praise. She, of course, is the center star and deserves all the praise comes to her, but Yura Vorisov, as well as Karen Karuglian and Vash Tromjasen, and I'm probably going to butcher these names, but I'm just going to say them. Karen Karuglian and Vash Tromjasen are really great here. They are so funny, and just the amount of moments that they have are too many to count. Like, I just want to see more of them on the screen. Yura Vorisov definitely has to be added to more categories when it comes to award season, because he is incredible here. I had no clue about him in the film or anything like that. I'm telling you, these trailers, you think they're giving you the movie, they are not. There is a whole other movie deep down there, and I'm so excited for people to really dive into it, because I went myself in there thinking, oh, I know where this movie's going to go, how it's going to play out and things like that, because I watched the trailer. Trailer gives nothing away. Trust me, there is so much more to unpack in this movie, and Yura Vorisov is one of those things that just feels like a diamond in the rough, because you had no idea about him. You had no idea what he was going to do in the movie, and the performance he gives as well, especially in that last third act, is just one of my favorite performances all year. But like I said, Mikey Madison is a clear standout. When it comes to the cinematography, this movie is just gorgeous. There's so many different lighting choices and so many different settings here that are just brought to life so beautifully. The music here as well, the score, but on top of that, the soundtrack here. So many needle drops that are just so bumping, honestly. You gotta watch this on a big screen. There's moments when songs like from Tattoos, All the Things She Said, to Daddy AF from Slater just drop, and the movie just goes to another dimension, honestly, especially if you're watching this on a big screen with those loudspeakers just blaring. That is incredible to watch, honestly. I'm a sucker for needle drops. I don't care. I love them, and I always think that they just really blend in scenes well. But also just beyond a superficial level, from the amazing music to the scope of the film and the cinematography, I think that this movie, what it does so well is give a story about class, wealth, inequality in not just the nation here, but in the world as an entirety. And I don't want to get too much deep into the plot and all of that, because I think that that is definitely something that's best to be observed while you're watching the movie and just experience for the first time. But I think Baker really just handles it so well about making this compelling story about class inequality and just how it affects all of us and the workers and the elite and all of that, and just making such a fun and just engaging film. But deep down, it has such a deep message, and the ending, it just hits you like a brick wall, because it just is in your face, and you're just left there just sitting in your seat in the darkness, just thinking about what you just watched transpired, and you resonated in a deeper level, I think. And that's exactly how I felt. I was just there like, I just witnessed something amazing, honestly. Probably the best film of 2024. And now I'm thinking about all of these things and how it affects us in our daily life. And I think that's the power that it comes with film when it's done right? It is there to entertain you. It is there to move you, give you these feelings. But what I think at the end of the day separates something from just being entertaining and being like a work of art is what it makes you feel leaving the theater. And for me, it's been about a week and a half since I left the theater watching Anora, and I still can't stop thinking about it. And that's exactly what a 5-star movie is for me. So yeah, this is me telling you Anora is a 5-star movie, worth watching on the big screen. Mikey Madison is getting the awards. Everybody else should be nominated, but really, really amazing work from Sean Baker. Probably in my top 5 of the year so far right now. So let me know what you think about Anora when you watch it. I have more videos where I want to talk about the themes and everything about it coming soon when it releases in October. So stay tuned for that, but a ton of more reviews for you from TIFF coming out. So make sure you subscribe, notification bell on. 35,000 subscribers is the goal. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.